All right, good morning. It's Sunday, June 20th. Happy Father's Day to anyone who is a father and who may be watching. I will start in just a moment, see if anyone joins us live. I think I may begin calling this the morning brief, Sunday morning brief, because I just want to give usually just a little background and a little helpful information for my sermon on Sunday mornings. So the morning brief today is going to discuss the Gospels, because today we're reading from the Gospel of John. And if you've read through the Gospels, you'll understand that John writes quite a bit differently and has a lot of stories that are not included in the other Gospels. So Matthew, Mark, and Luke are what scholars call the synoptic Gospels because they share a lot of the same information. What we understand is that Mark was the first Gospel that was written, and so Matthew and Luke kind of use that as a foundation of their Gospel writing, so share a lot of the same stories from Mark. There also is there's a little evidence and some idea that there is a document called Q, not to be confused with QAnon, but the Q document, which seemed to probably have several accounts of the Jesus stories. And so that all three of these Gospels kind of gleaned some information from that. So Matthew, Mark, and Luke, you'll see the wording is very similar, almost as if they are just copying a script, which they probably did, using a little bit of Mark and Q. All right, so those are the synoptic Gospels. And then we have John, who just did his own thing. And it is the newest or the most recent written, if you will. It was the Gospel that was written last. So if Mark was written in about 70, we think that John was written in about 85, so about 15 years later. Something else to just remember about Gospels is that they were written for community. So each of the Gospel writers lived with a group of people, lived in community, was sharing the good news, and wrote down these stories and shared these stories with the community in which they lived. And so while there were so many things to talk about Jesus, and John says in his Gospel at the end, if we wrote down everything that Jesus did and said, it would fill all the books of the world. So they all make choices about what they want their community to remember, what they want the community to know about Jesus. And so John makes some very different choices with his stories than the other Gospels. So today we're going to hear from John chapter 6, and this is the feeding of the 5,000 story. This is Josh Rudnick's favorite Gospel story, and so this is what we're hearing today. So John remembers this miracle a little differently than the other Gospels, and this is the only miracle story that is found in all four Gospels. In fact, in a couple of Gospels, I think it's Matthew. I know it's Matthew, but maybe Mark, maybe Luke, I don't remember. Anyway, where it's actually twice, there's these feeding miracle stories that happen. So this is a really significant story, but John tells it a little differently than the other three. So if you look at the feeding of the 5,000 in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, you're going to find almost all the exact same details. But John has some different remembrances, some different memory. And so we're going to hear that this morning in my sermon and in the message that we'll receive for today in worship. So that's the background I wanted to give you today. Just try to always make it a little brief, if you will, so that you may be able to engage at a different level with the message. Again, happy Father's Day to all those who are fathers who might be watching. And I hope everyone has a very blessed day. If you can make it to church this morning, we are fully in person and everyone is welcome, or you can watch live stream. You can also watch at any other time during the week because these worship videos stay up on our YouTube and Facebook page. So check it out there. All right. May you all be blessed and have a beautiful day. Always stay cool in this summer heat. And God bless.